Welcome back to Fudgemuppet. We've got a brand new build for you guys today, which is all about stalking prey and delivering clean, efficient kills. The build is called the Stalker and uses stealth, speed, and immobilization to defeat its enemies.
Alright, now let's install some mods. Bear in mind, this was tested on legendary difficulty with Revenge of the Enemies, meaning your experience will probably be a bit easier. Mod loadout tests are streamed live at twitchtv.com/Zhakaron. For a good 6 months now, I've been getting requests to do an archer type build. Unfortunately, that isn't in my immediate plans, so I went ahead and I grabbed Fudgemuppet's The Stalker. Now getting started in this build is fun and easy. With Skyrim Unbound, just start a new game. You're gonna get the usual Bethesda game studio, but don't be fooled, this is no cart ride. Immediately you will see the ruins of Helgen, and you'll see mod configuration information in the top corner. Go ahead and wait until the top corner is finished all its processing, so that you know that the mods are all ready to engage. Once the messages stop appearing, go ahead and hit escape, go to mod configuration, and then go into Skyrim Unbound. Resist the urge to click the first box, begin your adventure until you finish customizing it. Where it says randomize, uncheck that. Go ahead and leave dragons off, leave random dragon spawns off, leave dragon soul absorption off. Just click word walls. Now, whenever your character walks up to a word wall, it will automatically unlock that shout. You won't actually start doing dragon-related things like absorbing dragon souls and fighting random dragons until you progress through the main quest. The main quest is already unlocked, you can do it whenever you want, but you don't have to at this stage of the game. Now as for your outfit, go ahead and set it to light armor. This will give you leather. You'll obviously change that out for hide as you go. For your headgear, go ahead and just set that to default for now. Your weapons should be longbow/axe. You can change the melee weapon to whatever you want. You shan't be using it very often. As for magic, your character will only be using 2 trees of magic, so click spells. For your primary spells, you want alteration, which is going to give you the mage armor spells you need to survive better. For your secondary skills, you're going to want illusion, which is going to help you to paralyze and otherwise mess with your foes. These are the 2 spell trees you'll be using throughout your character. For starting gold, go ahead and set it to 400 to 700. There is a method to this madness. Gold will be for the most part useless for your character. Uncheck rags or poor, although it really has no effect on you. Now, scroll down, and for your starting location, we're going to set the town of Riverwood. This is where you're going to be hunting and camping for the most part at the beginning of your game. Also, it comes close to the Guardian Stones, where you'll be able to set the Thief Stone in the beginning, and then alter that later. Once you've finished, go ahead and click Begin Your Adventure, and you will find yourself inside Helgen Keep. Go ahead and create the character however you feel like. Once you've finished, name your character and go. You're going to find yourself somewhere in or outside Riverwood. Immediately, the first thing you're going to do is find the axe, which should be on or beneath the table right here. Pick that up. Then proceed to the Riverwood Trader. The first thing you're going to want to buy is a camping kit, then an empty water skin. Finally, if you have enough gold after you've bought both those things, scroll down all the way to the bottom and pick yourself up a travel lantern. Now the overhaul we're going to be using for this build is spurg, and I know I've made fun of spurg in the past. But in all seriousness, I actually did consider all the overhauls, and I needed something that was closer to vanilla Skyrim, but still had the specific features I wanted, and that was spurg. As the Stalker, you are not going to be visiting major towns. This means that you are going to run out of arrows very quickly, at least in the beginning. That's where the second tier perk kicks in. It's called Ethereal Arrows. And the idea is when you have no arrows equipped, you will automatically have ethereal arrows that use up your magicka. The only real downside to ethereal arrows is that they don't do the bonus damage that arrows are supposed to give to your attack. Now for me with legendary difficulty, it was kind of an issue. For the average player, that's no big deal. In the early phase of your character, while you're still hunting animals before you've graduated onto bandits, This is going to make the game a heck of a lot easier. You won't have to constantly feel like you're betraying your character by going into town. Once you get Spurg up and running, you're going to want to go to the mod configuration menu and turn off auto perk. Furthermore, go click on perk settings, after which, best friend type, go ahead and set that to Sabercat. Now, open up your command console, type help, quote, best friend, close quote. You're going to see a spell, a perk, and a fact. Go ahead and grab that perk. You'll see a little code there. Type player add perk, and then use the perk code right here. The first two letters of the perk, in this case it's 0B, are going to be randomized based on your game. Once you've done that, you will have the best friend perk, and a pet will automatically appear. In my case, it's a saber cat. He is your lifelong companion. You can open up the cat's bag. The cat actually has a bag that lets you carry stuff. Good kitty. Wait here. Go, and go sell. Now what this go sell does is it will actually take all of the gear that you put into kitty's bags, and it will go and sell all that. Finally, there is We're Home, which will set a home point, and then take things home, where the saber cat will then go and live at home until you go get the cat. Now in general, alchemy is going to be vital to your character because both potions for healing and poisons for damage are going to be done through that. And alchemy is actually going to give you a perk that's going to let you have up to 10 charges for each use of a poison based on your alchemy skill. There's a lot more to talk about in Spurg, but this will get you started. As a Stalker, you're not just going to be the Dragonborn, you're going to be the Hunterborn. Hunting in Skyrim is going to actually add a hunting guild to the game, where you're going to be able to track down certain animals for quest credit, and likewise it's going to add radiant quests, randomized quests built into the game system itself. As for Hunterborn, instead of just looting the corpse of an animal you kill, you will actually skin its pelt, you will butcher its meat, and harvest the ingredients. The item yield for using these abilities will start out relatively on par with the animal's vanilla drop rate, but you will actually have hidden skill levels for your gutting, harvesting, and skinning, and the yield will go up exponentially as those skills increase. While you may get a couple chunks of meat, fox eye, and a ruined pelt at the beginning, you'll end up getting a pristine pelt, full complement of meat, and all the ingredients that the fox would have to offer after your skill is increased. This is just one part of several mods that are going to make your alchemy experience very enjoyable. As you can see here, I just earned a skill up. Now as soon as you get Hunterborn up and running, you're going to want to go to the mod configuration menu. Go to features, and click Start Hunterborn. It will want you to exit the mod configuration menu. Do so, return to the normal game. Once you see Hunterborn activated, you'll be ready to go. Returning to the mod configuration menu, go ahead and turn off Takes Time on all the different abilities. Next, go to Tweaks, and remove the manual loot option. This will not only clear up your menu a little bit, but it'll help you not accidentally click it and ruin your chances at some really good skill-based loot. Next, this is optional. You can disable the show screen blood, because every time you harvest a little bit of organs or anything, it's going to put blood on your screen. That blood's going to persist. It's going to get annoying after a while, so it's best to just disable it for now. I recommend keeping the animation for actions on right now, but if it starts getting tedious later, you feel like it's taking too much time to harvest, you can uncheck this. I feel that it adds something to the game. Here on the stats menu, you're going to be able to see all kinds of information about what your character's done. Next, go ahead and enable Monster Hunter. Make sure that all the monsters are enabled, and click Corporeal Dragons. This will allow you to harvest meat and things like that from dragons as well. Harvest Overhaul is the second and most important mod in enhancing your alchemy experience. It rebalances the harvest of herbs and things of that nature to better account for the number of flowers actually on the plant itself. This means that instead of harvesting just one flower from a plant, you could harvest anywhere between 1 and 12 flowers from a plant. The actual yield is actually based on several factors. One of the factors is the plant itself, another is skill. It's assumed that you will automatically botch about half of the flowers on the plant. Next, go to the Harvest Overhaul mod configuration menu. There are two. There's Harvest Overhaul and Harvest Overhaul Creatures. In the Harvest Overhaul configuration menu, all you have to do is go to the compatibility options, make sure that salmon have roe, oysters have pearls, add the creature items, and add the hanging rabbits. That's all you have to do. Now under creatures, go ahead and add the new recipes. Go ahead and add the new animal loot. Full loot for mammoths? Absolutely. Saber cat recipe enabled. Now humanoids default to no extra items. Go ahead and click it once and it'll say flesh. Mouse away from it and mouse back over to it and click flesh, and now it's flesh and heart. Click it again, now you have flesh, heart, and skull. This is good. Now where it says 2 flesh recovered, switch that over to chance to 3. Now for only Dremora have hearts, change that to seekers and lurkers. This includes Dremora as well. Vampires have no blood potions, go ahead and enable blood potions on them. Now for the expanded recipes, you can add the new cooking ingredients, but do not add scroll crafting recipes because scroll crafting is a function of Skyrim Redone and Percus Maximus, which we are not using. As for lantern recipes, if we're using wearable lanterns, which I highly recommend doing, go ahead and enable it. For the crushing recipes, enable those, and it'll say items crushed at forges. Change that to items crushed at both. Go ahead and enable crushing of both dragon bones and mammoth tusks. Now you have fully configured Harvest Overhaul to get the maximum experience for your hunter character. Now due to Hunterborn, you may or may not have access to certain meats, certain recipes, but this just ensures that you have the maximum experience. Now for completing that living off the land Hunterborn concept, I looked at Frostfall as a good possibility for camping and survival, and honestly, it was too much of a showstopper. If you are super into realism mods, and you want to immerse yourself in the land of Tamriel and feel like you're actually there, then Frostfall can do that. But at the same time, parts of it are going to feel very clunky and awkward. So for that small subset of people that want to forget that this is an action-adventure game, I recommend Frostfall. It's good. But for everybody else, my official build recommendation is Camping Kit of the Northern Ranger. And let me clue you in, this seal ain't joking. Now go ahead and head into an open area in the wilderness and simply go to your camping kit. Click on it and it's immediately going to remove it from your inventory. Go ahead and exit the menu now. You're going to see in front of you a chest. Go ahead and click on that chest and it's going to give you options. You can pick up the kit, you can raise and lower it, and you can set up camp. We'll set up camp right now. It's going to drop items on the ground. These items are actually pieces of your camp. So let's go ahead and drag this right over here. This is where the tent is going to be made. Simply click on it. And the tent has been placed in this position. Now you can go ahead and play with the other things, but I recommend at this point to click on the tent itself and enter the tent. This is your player home away from home. You can leave the tent through the flap at any time. However, if you go to your barrel here, you can customize information about the tent. Adding or removing the fire pit, adding an extra bedroll, toggling the chair, setting up the cooking pot, tanning rack, portable alchemy stand, toggling the lantern on and off, hanging items from the ceiling, things of that nature. This barrel is protected storage. You can store everything and anything in this barrel that you can't simply carry on your character. So literally, you are a nomad. Once you set up the portable alchemy table, you'll be able to do alchemy on the go. So between cooking, alchemy, a place to sleep, and protected storage, you have no reason to ever go back to a city. When you've finished your business inside the tent, just use the flap to exit. You will return to the tent that you created at your original location. If you desire a more immersive in-world experience, you can go ahead and set the campfire maker up, and using the camping kit, clicking on extras, you can create pretty much anything that you would want out here. Now assuming you wanted to create land in an uneven territory, you need only click on the camping kit, set it up, click on the camping kit again, go to extras. Under the second extras, you'll find a flattened land option. You can choose forest floor, dirt, or snow. And now you have your tent on flattened land. But honestly, it's being able to enter your tent like this that makes it better than Frostfall's. I would argue that in terms of being able to place objects in the world, that Frostfall had a better system. However, because you're able to enter your home, have protected storage, all of this stuff makes Camping Kit of the Northern Ranger the winner for an action-adventure player. Skybirds and Birds of Skyrim are two compatible mods that will work together to add tons and tons of birds to Skyrim. You'll see some birds in the farms and think, huh, that's weird, I've never seen a duck before, or a goose. But others are more rare, like hawks or eagles, and then there are bluebirds or red cardinals flying around, woodpeckers on trees. This mod is not purely aesthetic. When you kill one of these birds, you will get their eggs and their feathers, both of which are brand new alchemy ingredients, further enriching the alchemy of your game. Remember those random animal skulls on the ground? Like a bloody ribcage of a person, a hand, a skull, a troll skull? All those items, you can pick them up now, add them to your inventory. You can take them on down to any smelter, where you can have them converted into bone meal. Valuable alchemy ingredient. You ever wondered why when you shoot your bow in third person, it doesn't really hit where the crosshair was pointing at? This'll fix it. It doesn't compensate for gravity or anything like that, but it definitely helps. As a primal Khajiit, you may or may not need this, depending on whether or not you like Night's Eye. Instead, I recommend wearable lanterns. You can go ahead and buy wearable lanterns in the Riverwood Trader. Mod configuration menu, you can not only change where the wearable lanterns are worn, but you can set up a toggled hotkey to turn the light on and off inside the lantern. Cloaks of Skyrim is going to add cloaks all over the world in hidden dungeons, on monsters, on town guards. And Winter is Coming Cloaks is going to add Game of Thrones style northern cloaks to different NPCs randomly generated. The cloaks you find in secret locations like in dungeons and whatnot may have unique enchantments, while others may do absolutely nothing. The ones that do nothing are free for you to enchant with whatever you want. Speaking of enchanting, Wintermist is going to add randomly generated items to the game that will have enchantments never seen before. They will be added to special treasure chests and other places, found off bandits and other people. The idea is that if you played Skyrim enough where you already know what to expect from all the items, this will throw a curveball and you won't really know what to expect from the loot tables anymore. While these three mods have almost no performance impact whatsoever, they do their job, which is to make the game look better. Climates of Tamriel is going to add unique weather systems to the game. More Grass is simply going to do its job and add more grass. And Enhanced Lighting and FX is going to enhance the way lighting looks in the game. You may or may not want these mods depending on whether or not you're using an EMB preset or anything like that, but for your basic Skyrim user who knows nothing of such things, these are just ways to make the outdoors look a lot better. As you know, the build suggests that you make great use of mage armor to enhance your protection, and that's great, but it adds this ugly glow around you. Don't worry, with this mod, you won't have to see that ugly glow. You will still have the protection without the glow. For maximum protection, you're obviously going to wear a helmet, but you can hit the H button to enable and disable the helmet visual graphic. Static Mesh Improvement mod replaces things like tables, chairs, barrels, doors with things that look a little bit better. It's a graphical upgrade with almost no performance loss. As your character's parents were followers of Hircine, it's very likely that you too will become a werewolf. That said, maybe your character isn't going to become a member of the Companions. Then again, maybe they will, who knows? You may have seen me talking about Better Vampires as the best vampire mod ever made for Skyrim. These two mods acting in Congress? Almost as good for werewolves. In addition, they will also add random encounters with werewolves on the road. You can actually contract lycanthropy from one of those werewolves or werebears that you encounter, and you will actually end up changing after 3 days, much like a vampire. The features these two mods add are beyond the size and scope I am willing to discuss here. However, if you plan to be a werewolf, get them. Because it's already been established, your character is going to be all about the wilderness. Worm's Tooth and Falskar are going to add 2 new islands roughly the size of Solstheim in order to explore. Finally, it would be a mortal sin not to recommend Moonpath to any Khajiit character, because you get to go back to the Khajiit's homeland and help out the Khajiits there in a rebellion against the Thalmor, who currently control the province. Now, I understand this Khajiit was an orphan and has no memories of her home province, but it's still a good avenue to explore, especially if you've already done everything there is to do on the mainland of Skyrim. Now let's face it, once you've knocked over a bandit keep, you've knocked over it 1,000 times. Organized bandits in Skyrim changes this, not only with random chance, but diversity and levels of rarity to different types of bandits, where you might encounter a bandit spellblade or a bandit mage. All kinds of different bandits, a bandit that specializes in poisons. And you're never going to know going into that dungeon or tower or wherever which kind of bandits you're going to run into. So it adds a certain level of excitement to the game. As for Dragon Combat Overhaul, the same concept applies. Once you've killed one dragon, you've killed 1,000,000 dragons. And oh my god, how is that possible? How has Bethesda turned dragon slaying into humdrum? Dragon Combat Overhaul throws a band-aid on that, making dragons a little more intelligent and gives them a little more variation. While I believe this mod only enhances the wilderness and hunting experience, I can't in good conscience recommend it to everybody because it is a survival mod. I need is a food, water, and rest requiring mod. While this mod is on, every once in a while you will see an icon in the lower right corner of your screen. The icons will slowly fade in from almost completely transparent to opaque, and that is how hungry, thirsty, or tired you are. Now, depending on how hungry, thirsty, or tired you are, your skills may be less beneficial to you. You may regenerate less quickly, and your overall damage dealt may be reduced by a set percentage. Under normal circumstances, I would utterly despise this mod. It would impede my gameplay progress. However, in the case of the Hunterborn, I've gathered so much food already, I've already got the survival mindset where I'm carrying around a camping kit. It just fits with the theme so well. Because of the sheer amount of food you're going to get from harvesting all those animals, because you have a tent where you can actually just set up camp and go to sleep right there, because water is plentiful and you can have wineskins inside of your tent ready to drink from, I can't in good conscience not recommend this mod because it fits this build so well. That said, if you cannot stand the idea of having to eat and drink and sleep, and you just want to go out and be that Dragonborn, there's nothing stopping you. Every other mod in this build will work, period. For specific storyline and history information about the character, click the top left box, or the original video to which this build was based on. For links and descriptions to all the mods listed here, navigate to j.mp/stalker-build. That'll take you to Zhakaron.com, the page for this build. For modded builds that I've done complete with story and history, click on either the Knights of the Nine or Kimono Tong builds. The links also include my build playlist. If you're just looking for a bunch of mods and want to know about them, how to install them, check out my Ultimate Mod Codex for Skyrim. Although I did my first poll through the YouTube comments section, future polls as to which builds I'll be doing will be done through my subreddit, reddit.com/r/Zhakaron. That was originally set up by Coop, one of my chat moderators on Twitch. Footage from the livestream tests. Of course quests, just later on, when I know I won't get my ass handed to me. Damn it, don't run away. He's gonna go get his friends, and they're all gonna kick my ass. Knockdown. Sorry about that, Vlad. I did a critical strike on him. Okay. Damn, I woke up both of them. Let's back up. Haha! Okay. For these guys, we're gonna just mass spam poison. Sorry. Did I say mass spam poison? I meant mass spam poison. Holy crap. More poison. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. You'll get me, alright. I'm pretty sure I can win whatever the fuck I want. Die, bandit scum! They're all dead. Yes! Let's loot their hearts and skulls and, yeah, and flesh. I actually have plans for a Falmer. Not a, Damn, this guy has poisons. Not a, blind Falmer, but a, you know, like one of the uncorrupted ones. And I actually have a mod that will allow me to play as one. No. A Chimmer is a changed elf, and they are the predecessors to the Dunmer. They were better known as magic elves before they went and pissed off Azura. Good question. I don't know. All I know is there are coins, and I don't actually need them. Why am I picking them up? I'm stupid. On the way out. Sheogorath, Prince of Madness. Who is actually the hero from Oblivion. True. The original Sheogorath from the earlier games became Jiggalag, and then the hero mantled Sheogorath and became the new Sheogorath. Kinda cool. Enough time on the Shivering Isles, and there was no distinct difference between the two. I remember one of Sheogorath's curses. He says, "May you forever be a cheese that is ignored by skeevers." You mean, have I ever tried to stab Sheogorath? Yes, and then he drops you from the top of the Shivering Isles. There's actually a death zone. And if you manage to catch yourself and not fall to your death, you still die as soon as you hit the mountain peak, regardless. He's tried everything to stop Jiggalag. Once, he created a pit, and he filled it with clowns. Or was that clouds? He doesn't remember. Wait, must have been clowns because it started to smell. But yeah, the Hero of Oblivion disappearing kind of screwed up a lot of things. He had just been proclaimed the 7th champion of Cyrodiil when he disappeared. The bandit vermin that shoots fire. I can just kill the vermin and run away from everything else. Got him! More poisons. Stamina. Health. Poison. Alchemy Deluxe. We got this. Yes. My cat took this guy on all alone. That was pretty cool. Okay, so we own this camp now. All your camp or belong to me. What time is it? Plenty of time to adventure forth. Okay, elk steak has been consumed. The hell are those guys? Yeah, I agree. Those are Thalmor who don't hate my guts. Pretty rare. What happens if I talk to them?
If you see any signs of Talos worship, it's your obligation to report them to me.
I understand. Search for the Shrine of Talos. Wow. That's funny. So, it gave me a quest to search for the Shrine of Talos. That the Thalmor gives me a quest to find the Talos worshippers and report it to him. Once it starts swimming, we can't catch it. Because, you know, they are known as natural swimmers. I remember one time I had a mod for Morrowind called Giants. This was before Oblivion came out. And the Giants mod, what it did is it basically added like 80 different new monsters to the game. And it was pretty awesome. But the problem with the monster mod is that dragons were one of the things that added to the game. And obviously it wasn't very lore friendly because there were only like dragons left alive in that era. The dragons used Cliff Racer AI, so you'd see these huge dragons go. It was just absolutely hilarious and terrible at the same time. Yeah. Come to think of it, by the second era, there was it was Nephali Largus and like 2 other dragons, and that's it. Cyrus ends up killing Nephali Largus, the crown jewel of the Empire, Tiber Septim's personal dragon. That's why they were calling him Dragonborn. He didn't, they came up with shouting later. Like, that was retconned into the story. Dragon shouts were something they just fucking made up. Because he had the dragon blood that allowed him to see more than a normal mortal could. And they completely got rid of that, too. Everyone who's Dragonborn was supposed to be able to see beyond what a normal mortal could see. They would have dreams where they would know their future. And things of that nature. And everyone of their bloodline was also Dragonborn. But again, they fucked with the story. And it sucks. Because, like, Fus Roda, seriously? That's nothing compared to... I mean, it's stronger physically than what Tiber Septim was supposed to have. but at the same time it was weaker in the sense that the unlimited potential that he was supposed to hold, they defined it, and in defining it, it lost its majesty, if that makes sense. The blessing of Akatosh's blood was supposed to be this amazing thing, something that we couldn't comprehend, and when they finally give it to us, it's like, ah, Fusroda! Disappoint. Seriously disappoint. One of the dragons was the crown jewel of the Empire, and I can't spell his name worth anything, but it's Nephali Largus. And basically, the Prince of Hammerfell was actually able to resist the Empire. He drove out the Empire's advances one time, and the second time, what's his name? Lord Rickton attacked. The Prince thought he was going to wipe out the Imperial attack forces once and for all. Damn it, Skeever! That's when they brought in Nephali Largus, and he just freaking annihilated the Red Guards. But then Cyrus, or whatever his name is, ended up killing Nephali Largus because he was in an enclosed space and he couldn't fly. If Nephali Largus could have flown, he would have just flown over and breathed on Silas, and that would have been it. Cyrus, or what? Come to think of it, since Alduin was flying around reviving all the dragons, I wonder if Nephali Largus got revived as well. That would be interesting. Like the crown jewel of the Empire. I mean, he was loyal to Tiber Septim. So the question is would he be loyal to the current Emperor, or would he be loyal to the Dragonborn? Or would his loyalties revert to the other dragons? That's the question. Yes, there would have been dead dragons all over Tamriel. Yeah, it's easy to assume that dragons were revived all over Tamriel, and or in addition to being revived, they may have left Skyrim and went other places. Just like the Oblivion Crisis happened all over Tamriel, it's safe to assume that dragons made it out of Skyrim, and that future eras will be dealing with the dragons all the time. I honestly don't know if the 4th era ends. I don't think the 4th era ends. The 4th era would have been stupidly short then. Yes, this is the ideal setup. The tanning rack on the fire, the cooking pot next to the fire. It is absolutely the best setup ever. Let's use the tanning rack right now to see the superior animations. Yes, as you can see, it is forged in the flames of bullshit. This is just so ugly. Will this be compatible with my current loadout? That's the question. I mean, this thing is ridiculous as it is, but oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just totally sold on not Frostfall, because this stuff is tedious and ridiculous. So let's go ahead and pack this up and try the large tent instead. Wait, let's just pitch it in the middle of the road, because we can. We do what we must, because we can. That's right. Just one bedroll, but it doesn't matter. The saber cat even fits in here. This has to be the ideal tent for me. Well, how about this? I will deconstruct all the Frostfall stuff. I will save the game. Then I will try that mod out. And then I will yawn, because I'm getting tired. Let's pack up my tent. Pack up my tanning rack. Back up. I guess I want to use the cooking pot, but I can't, because the fire's gone. Okay, so we're gonna save the game. Okay, we did one save clean. Okay, this is basically the way it should be. We're gonna take Frostfall, and we're gonna disable Frostfall. We're gonna shut it down. Okay. Frostfall is completely shut down. We're going to place another save here in the same spot where Frostfall has been shut down. Now we're going to exit the game. I'm going to go ahead and try installing that mod now. And we'll see if that's a better tent solution, because Frostfall just for the tent was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Anyway, the tent you showed me looks pretty good. What does it matter? The vampire's immune to exposure. Gotta drink more coffee. Okay. Yeah, just barely under the carrying capacity, so we can go ahead and fast travel back to Riverwood. We'll go ahead and pick up that tent, give it a try. If it's good, we'll keep using it. If it's not good, we'll go ahead and reinstall Frostfall. I mean, I was only using Frostfall for the tent, so if we can get other tents different ways, I just basically need quick access to the ability to sleep. I don't care about the growing vampire menace. Go away. What the deuce? Bedroll, cooking pot. Okay. This is good. This is in fact very good. I can make use of this. Thank you, Jake. Perfect. Alright, so let's see. Extra bedroll, toggle chair, cooking setup. Yeah. Okay. This mod wins. It is victory.